What would you say in terms of your group? What would be the X factor for this game?
It's just executing assignments, eliminating the explosive plays. I think that's always an X factor for us. They're an offense that can put a lot of points on the board quickly. They got some big weapons outside, and they use them very well. They got a quarterback back there who's, ever since, I guess, mid-season last year, he's taken over the reins, and the kids, he does a great job for him. He spreads the ball around. We faced him one time in the Pac-12 championship. We watched the film on him from last week and from the bowl games, and he's doing a good job for what they do. Now, they're an NFL style team from an offensive standpoint, how they're built and what they like to do. But at the end of the day, we got to execute our assignments, make sure we're keeping the things in front of us, and be great tacklers. Because if you don't tackle these big guys, they'll run for a gazillion yards against you.
Now, when you say eliminating the explosive plays, I'm assuming you're referring to like downfield throwing.
It's downfield throwing. It's the run game too. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't listen. We all understand who they got back there, and he came back for this year because he wanted to put a stamp on the program. We know who they got back there, and he didn't get loose last game, but he's a home run hitter. We know what they got back there. There's no mistaking who's back there and who totes the rock for them. So at the end of the day, it's going to be eliminating explosive plays in the passing game and eliminating explosive plays in the run game, because they got a home run hitter out there and they got a home run hitter on the edge, and their quarterback's doing a good job of executing for them.
How confident are you in your team's ability to defend 50-50 balls and jump balls?
I'm confident. You know what I'm saying? We've been working on it through the off season. We've been working on it. We work on it every week in practice. The reason why is that's what more teams are going to. They're getting bigger outside. Wide receivers you ain't seeing 5'7" wide receivers unless you're seeing them in the slot. You're not seeing them outside. Maybe at the next level, you'll see a 5'7" receiver outside, but not at our level. They're big guys outside, and they throw it up, and it becomes, I wouldn't even say a 50-50. They're thinking that, hey, 75% of the things that are going to happen for us are going to be positive. We're either going to get the incomplete, we're going to get a PI, or we're going to get a catch. The negative thing is we get an interception. So, the odds are sometimes in their favor that they're going to throw it up there and just see, hey, what happens.
Is that what you're anticipating, a lot of that?
I don't know if I anticipate a lot of it. They're an offense that they're going to come out, they're going to have their script, and then they're going to go with how the flow of the game's going. Last year they came out, and then all of a sudden things happened and swung in our favor, and they got behind a little bit, and then guess what happened? Those things start flying. You know what I'm saying? So they do a good job of how they scheme and how they game plan. So I expect them to try to stick, kind of to the letter of what they do. They're going to always throw a wrinkle in there that you're not expecting. But at the end of the day, if we just go out and execute, limit the big plays, tackle, whether that be on plays down the field or even in the run game, we got to be sure tacklers all over the place.
Is Biggie at a point where you can throw him one-on-one with Arcega Whiteside at times?
You know what? That might be a possibility. If you watch practice, sometimes we'll move him around. It's like one of those things where he's a very good player. He's one of the better players that I got back there from a coverage standpoint. He's got the most experience back there from a coverage standpoint. If that's the matchup we deem that we'd like to put in there, that's what we'll do.
Yeah, I guess I'm wondering, has he taken strides in his man coverage?
Yeah, he's definitely taken strides in his man coverage. I think he's become more patient. I think the kid has become better at playing the ball in the air. I don't think, sometimes when you get kids that come from certain aspects of high school ball, it's always about, I'm playing man and don't let my man catch the ball, where it's, hey, you know what, the ball's in the air, we both have an opportunity to catch it. And I think that's where he's done a good job, is actually playing the ball in the air.
He was saying how much he wanted that matchup. Has he been in your ear telling you that?
He looks forward to the matchup, I think, every year, because, hey, listen, they got a very good player over there. He does an excellent job for him. I thought he was going to leave early, but David did a good job of coaxing him and the number 20 back there to come back, and those guys are huge weapons for him.
What's the biggest challenge you think overall with Sam?
They got a good team. They got a good team. He's got good size. Listen, everybody always sees him on the deep routes. The guy runs a good intermediate route. He runs good short routes. He's good in the blocking game. He's 6'4", 200 something pounds. Listen, when you're that size and you're that athletic, there's a lot of good things that are going right for you.
What were your thoughts about your safety play this past weekend?
You know what? Our safety play overall, from an assignment standpoint, they graded out extremely well. There were a couple of snafus that we had, a couple of missed tackles. But you know what the funniest thing is everybody always sees it from the back end. They don't know how it happened and how it got there. Unless it's a deep throw, and then they see the guys actually missed the ball on a deep throw or something like that. That's when you go, oh, okay, well, the safety missed the play. But, from a running game standpoint or whether it be from a tackling standpoint, sometimes it's hard to grade them on, okay, whose play was that to make? Was that his play to make, or how did it get to him in the back end? Usually our safeties are playing sometimes at the third level. We will move them up to the first level, and they will come off the edge. But for the most part, we try to keep it as simple as we possibly can so they're not out there thinking a whole lot.
Given that you guys are down to 4 now, right now, have you guys talked about potentially putting anybody else back there?
No, we got a lot of options. We got big corners, we got big safeties. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing about that Coach Pendergast does a great job of is he explains that everybody in that room is expected to know the defense. Whether you be at corner, whether you be at nickel, whether you be at safety. So, and it's nothing for us to move a nickel back to a free safety position and him not understand what we're trying to execute. So everybody in that defensive back room has a firm grasp of what everybody's position is on the field. And
Let's do one more.
The answer is maybe.
Excuse me?
The answer is maybe.
Wait, what was the
Is
question?
the answer maybe?
Like I said, maybe. I don't. There's no definitive answer on that one.
Yeah.
Like I said, we move people around, and whether they go from corner to safety, that could possibly be the case. But no, we're not looking to do anything like that anytime here soon.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.